Hey guys, it is Swaggy Unicorn. Back again with a new video, and as you can see from the title, I'm going to be doing a Canadian university reveal video because I've seen so many American ones and I was like, we need some Canadian ones, like that's going to be so fun. And I don't have any cupcakes to show my reveal with, so I'm just going to be putting the university like logo on the screen and then just eliminating the ones I'm not going to. So before I even start, I just want to talk about my program, like what I'm applying to, just so this video can make sense, like where I'm going to. So I applied for nursing, which is the program I want to pursue in uni, and I applied to 9 schools in total, 6 for nursing schools, and then 3 for just backup programs just in case I don't get into nursing. So again, I'm just going to talk about the university, and I'm going to put all their logos here, and we'll start with the reveal. Okay, so for the universities I applied to is Western Nursing, York Nursing, Ryerson Nursing, Mcmaster Nursing, Laurentian Nursing, Lakehead Nursing, and then University of Guelph Neuroscience, Laurier Psychology, and then University of Toronto Life Science. So these are all the universities I applied to and their program, and I'm just going to pick off where I'm not going, and then we'll leave with one left. So we're going to start with the obvious one, which is the school I got rejected from, because how can I go there? Mcmaster Nursing. So I was a little bit disappointed, but I wasn't surprised from getting rejected from Mcmaster, just because the school is so competitive, and also on top of that, nursing is really competitive there. I read online like there were people who had like 90s and got rejected, and my marks are relatively like high 80s and low 90s, like they're pretty good. So yeah, I was kind of sad that I got rejected from there. I mean, I didn't really expect to get in, but I really relied on my Casper test. If you don't know what the Casper test is, it's a supplementary test that you have to take if you're going into nursing in Canada. So it just tests on your personality, and it really impacts your grades when applying to university. So for example, if you had like an 85 and you did really good on your Casper, that can impact your mark to be into the 90s. So I really relied on my Casper to get me into Mac, but I guess like it was just too competitive, and then I got my rejection letter and I was like, okay, great, we're just gonna move on because, you know, rejection is a part of life and we'll get through it. So yeah, Mcmaster is just off the table because I got rejected. I can't even go there. So for the next university I am taking out is University of Toronto Life Science. The only reason why I'm taking this out is because I am not pursuing life science, but UofT is so amazing. Like the campus is really beautiful, but I could never consider myself to go there, even if like I didn't even get into nursing, just because of the well-being of the school. I've heard that the mental health there is like not the best. So yeah, it's just a backup program, so I won't really pursue life science, and also just the school in general, I wouldn't go there. So UofT is off the table for that. Next, I'm going to be taking out Lakehead University for nursing. The only reason why I'm taking this out, although it's like a nursing program, I'm taking it out because of location wise and financial wise. Like it is 15 hours from my house to there by car, and the only way of getting there in like a proper way is like by plane, and I just think that's too expensive for me. So why would I go to university that far and not even like pursue my career there? You know what I mean? I don't want to pursue my career in an area where like it's not needed. Like, not saying nursing is not needed there, but it's just too far and just inconvenient for me. So I just took out Lakehead just because of the travel distance. Next university I'm taking out is Laurier Psychology. Again, this isn't the program I want to study, but Laurier is a really great school, but I had to take that out just because I'm not pursuing psychology. The next university I am taking out is University of Guelph Neuroscience, and the only problem with this is I really love Guelph University. Like I have visited the university for a field trip, and like we did a tour, and it's so beautiful, the university there. Like if I wasn't pursuing nursing, I for sure would go to Guelph to study neuroscience, and it's a backup program, and just I'm not pursuing it, so I took out Guelph. So now we are left with Laurentian, Ryerson, York, and Western. Okay, this is where I'm going to talk about the struggle of these 4 universities. So I got into Laurentian University for nursing, I think in April, I'm pretty sure, and they were really good with financials. Like, they gave me a scholarship and it was really great, but the thing is, it was too far. It was maybe 4 hours from home, and although maybe that's not like really far, it's just like it's in a different neighborhood, it's in a different setting, and like I don't really know that kind of place, and I don't think I'm ready to like move off that far of a school. So I don't know. I had mixed feelings about Laurentian, but I'm still not going to take that out because there are 2 other schools here that did not accept me, nor they did not reject me. So we're gonna start with Ryerson. This was my 3rd choice for nursing school. And so I remember it was May, and in Canada we have our university deadline decision to be June 1st. So it was like May the 20th, like it was like one of the last weeks before June, and I still needed to wait for Ryerson to respond. And I got an email saying I had an update in my portal, and I checked and it was waitlisted. So I got waitlisted for Ryerson, and it was really like devastating for me because now I was like, what am I gonna do? This was one of my top 3 schools, and because I got waitlisted, it really felt like bad on me. But I did try to like tell myself it wasn't a rejection, but it was still kind of sad because like I didn't get like a definite response. Until this day, I'm on their wait list, but I accepted another school, and I'll go into that after, obviously. But yeah, so I'm gonna be taking off Ryerson because again, I'm waitlisted and it's not like I have an acceptance from there, so I'm taking that out. And now we're left with Western, York, and Laurentian. So out of these 3 universities, okay, I already said I got acceptance around Laurentian, but then there leaves York and Western. This is the sad part of the video. Western is my top school and York is my 2nd choice. So Western is like my number 1 choice, right? Okay. On May 16, I believe, I got an email saying I got an update in my Western portal. And so again, I was like, okay, it's either an acceptance or a rejection, and that was all I thought. I just thought of those 2 choices. So I opened up the portal and then it said a letter, and I was like, this letter could be my acceptance or rejection letter. And I opened it up and they said that we are unable to offer you an admission, but we want to offer you a spot on the wait list. Heart been broke so many times, I don't know what to believe. I am telling you, the wait list is like haunting to me. I've been waitlisted to 2 of my top schools so far, and I'm just like, what is happening? Like, Western was literally the school I wanted to go to. It was like where I felt like I belonged. I never visited there, but just going online and researching about the nursing program, the student life, and like there's just so many great things about that school, and I really believed that I got in. And then it turns out I was waitlisted. So that makes me waitlisted for 2 schools that are in my top 3. And now this leaves between York and Laurentian. So eventually I'm taking out Western because again, I'm waitlisted, so it's not like I had an acceptance. Same goes for Ryerson. So York and Laurentian were actually really hard for me to decide. I feel like some people are like, oh, obviously go with like this over the other because of like the school reputation. And honestly, you can think of the school reputation, but you also need to think of how good the program is there, and if it's like good for you, and if it benefits you or any of that stuff. So I had to make a PowerPoint for my family to help me decide between York and Laurentian, and it was hilarious because my mom was like, why are you doing this? And then eventually I picked, and I'm just gonna tell you guys like the pros and cons of each school like really briefly. So with York, it's a commute school. From where I live, it's like 20 minutes to drive, and that's really convenient for me because I don't need to spend money to live on residence. But then again, I can't have the experience that I want. And then with Laurentian, I can have the experience, but the drive is too far and it would just cost me a lot financially. So I ended up taking out, before I even say it, both nursing programs are really great. Like, both of the schools are helping me and giving me scholarships, and like it's great financially. It's just one school didn't have something that the other school had. So I'm going to be taking out Laurentian University, and that leaves me with York University for nursing. And this is where I'm eventually going because this is just the only choice I have. And I had there's a lot of stereotypes saying that, oh, only York students go to York because they got rejected from UofT, and I didn't get rejected from UofT. I got in for life science, but I still chose York just because York had nursing. So yeah, I don't believe in that stereotype because I got into UofT. Honestly, being waitlisted for my top 2 schools was really devastating on me. I really just didn't like believe in myself after that. I've always said like I've worked so hard during high school and then the results I get is not where I want to go. And I'm not saying that York is a terrible school. I made so many great nursing friends over Instagram recently and they're really great. And I'm just really excited to experience it, even though it's not my top school. I think like if we choose another school, we have to just trust the process because you never know, like maybe this is like the school for us. So that's just my advice. Like on like for waitlist, it's city. Like I can't express my feelings for being on the wait list. Like it's not a rejection, but it's not an acceptance, and it's just a like you don't want to be in that because you, especially if it's like a top school and you get waitlisted, like it's really sad. But eventually I got over it because I just know like wherever, like whichever school you go to, you're gonna get the same degree as anyone else who goes to that program in a different school. So the waitlist sucks. Until this day, I'm still waiting, so maybe it could change. Maybe my decision could change, and if that does, I would make a video for that. But I'm going to York Nursing, and it's not a bad choice. It was my second choice, but it wasn't my first. But I think it's gonna be great because I'm still doing what I love, and I'm probably gonna have a great time there, even though I'm not gonna commute or live there, but it'll help me financially, and I think that's like the best part of going to uni. It's just not drowning in debt, and I think that's great for me to choose some school that's a little bit close by. But again, I just want to give advice to you guys. Like if you're going into university or you're just a grade 12 student applying, just remember like to just trust the process because there's always like a plan. Like I got waitlisted for my top 2 schools, but yet there was another school that still wanted me there, and eventually I picked that school just because I feel like I can't go to those other schools because I didn't get an acceptance, but I didn't get a rejection, but I needed to pick something. And so eventually like just trust the process because you don't know, maybe you'll end up loving it. So trust the process, and just remember like one rejection or many rejections doesn't say you're not successful, because I got rejected from one school. It was hard on me, but it's your way to success. You need to fail in order to succeed, and I've always told myself that because it's just true. Like you can't go through life succeeding in everything. Like there's always going to be failure. So just remember that when you're getting into uni, like a rejection can kill you. It can really like bring you down, but just remember like you're still worth it. You're still worth to go. Like education is so important, and you can't let one university ruin that. So yeah, before going any cliche, that's literally all I have to say. So that's where I'm going for university. I'm going to be a York Lion. I think they're Lions, I'm pretty sure. And I'm really excited to pursue my nursing career, and maybe I can make videos on that and just how my whole journey goes. I'm really excited for that. So just remember, again, trust the process, and if you don't get to your first choice, that's okay. And if I have any updates on my waitlist for my top 2 schools, I will let you guys know. And yeah, that's where I'm going. And I hope you guys like this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
Heart been broke so many times.